you.
Shall we sing a little duet here? Oh, the weather outside is frightful, and staying home is so delightful. And since there's no place to go,
stream a show, stream a show, stream a show.
Stream a show. Here are some great movies to watch at home from Paul's Trip to the Movies. It is Paul McGuire Grimes. We believe he's going to be here.
Yay!
Oh, wait, you got to move, Paul. Don't you worry.
Hello. Come on in. Look at
This is a good time for us to remind anyone, whoever doubts, we're a live television show.
It's a live program, everyone.
We just got all that figured out. Hey, Paul, okay,
Hi.
I'm very excited. You've got 3 things that we can watch at home, and we must start with the movie I've been waiting to talk to you about, available on Netflix, Bird Box.
This is with Sandra Bullock. It's based on the book by Josh Malman, and she plays a group of survivors after this unnatural force wipes out basically the entire country. So it goes back and forth between the days following the event and then her going downstream with 2 kids blindfolded. Where they're going, we don't know.
It's really, really captivating. The first 10 minutes of this movie, I put this movie on with my wife on New Year's Eve at 11:50. I said, look, let's watch 10 minutes, then we'll go to bed. We'll decide if we want to watch the rest tomorrow. We went to bed at 2 a.m. that night. I thought this movie was so, it's so intense. It's not scary as much as it is intense.
Yes, it's unpredictable, it's tense, because you know that there's this group of survivors, John Malkovich, Jackie Weaver, Trevante Rhodes, and you're wondering, well, what happened to them, and why is Sandy the only one left? And it's great to see her in this kind of role, because it's a very physical role for her. She means business, but she gets to be the maternal character that we know of Sandy really well.
But there are some moments when she is talking to these 2 kids, and it is just so stirring. I know that as a parent especially, I'm like, oh my goodness, what must this moment be like?
Yeah.
Ticket stubs.
So I'm giving you 3.5 out of 5 ticket stubs.
Good.
Okay.
Don't do the Bird Box challenge, everyone.
No.
That's just for the movie.
Yeah, don't blindfold yourself and see what you can do. Just leave the movie stars to do that. Another one available, I think, on Netflix as well is Dumplin.
Yes, this is going to be a crowd pleaser. So that's Danielle McDonald, and she plays this girl named Willow Dean, who has really never felt like she is accepted by her mom. Her mom, Jennifer Aniston, runs these beauty pageants. So Willow Dean decides to enter the pageant to kind of get back at her mom and show the injustices of the beauty pageant world.
I love the thought of this movie. I so have to see it.
Is this drama? Is this wrong? Or is this comedy?
It's a heartwarming comedy because it's very funny, but then it really talks about the societal pressures of weight, our looks, and she's really got that kind of tough outer persona, but we see how her inner insecurities kind of damper her friendships, this budding relationship that she has. And she's also very much inspired by Dolly Parton. So we have all these classic Dolly hits, and then Dolly wrote a new song for the movie as well.
Ticket stubs.
So I'm giving it 4 out of 5 out of ticket stubs. I really enjoyed it. I got a lot of it. I really think a lot of the Willow Deans of this world will really get a kick out of it too.
And finally, a movie starring Steve Carell, Beautiful Boy.
This is based on a true story. Steve Carell plays David Sheff, who is a writer who's trying to understand what is happening to his son, Nick, after Nick becomes addicted to meth. And Nick is played by Timothy Chalamet.
You ever miss a movie like it was in theaters and then you totally never realized that it was in theaters and then suddenly it appears on demand? Did I miss this?
Because we're parents.
You may have. It came out in October, and I really love this movie. I mean, it's a tough subject, but I think it's told so gently. You get the father's perspective, the son's perspective, and it really gets behind the science of addiction. What is happening to our brains and our bodies when we're taking these chemicals in? And I actually got to moderate a Q&A with Nick Sheff and with Timothy Chalamet at the Uptown to then see the audience responding to this movie, this story, and then get to talk to Nick about what happened to him. How does he recover? What is happening to him now? So there is that sense of hope in the movie that he does survive addiction.
It was a novelty at first to watch Steve Carell transition from comedy to drama. Now it seems drama is virtually all he does. His performance in this is
good as well. You know, it's a different side for Steve Carell. He's not mugging for the camera, and I really like that here. And then Timothy Chalamet, he was up for a Golden Globe. He's up for a SAG Award. I'm sure he'll get an Oscar nomination. Fantastic as well. He was in Call Me By Your Name last year, and he becomes an addict without feeling like he's overdoing it at the same time. You know, sometimes addiction performances get to be too much, and he really gets to the heart of what it means, and it was a beautiful performance. 3
streaming options, all from Paul McGuire Grimes right there. Paul, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me today.
You can visit Paul's website. It is paulstriptothemovies.com. He's got more movie reviews there. You can also listen to him on the Colleen and Bradley Show on My Talk 107.1 every Friday. The guy's also got a podcast. He's a busy guy. That podcast happens to be called, wait for it, Paul's Trip to the Movies.